Well, welcome back to the Majo Podcast, real, raw, unfiltered. So before we jump in, I do have to give a quick heads up about last week's episode. So we actually shot our very first in-person episode. 5 of us in a room, big moment, took hours to set up. And apparently 5 grown men in a room doesn't automatically equal 5 properly mic'd grown men. Right? So we made some rookie audio mistakes, so we're working to try to clean that up right now. And as soon as that sounds the way we want it to, because we don't like to put out anything that doesn't sound good, we're gonna get that out to you because the conversation was good.
Conversation was dope.
Yeah, it was super dope conversation. Jason turned 50, and so we had a really dope conversation.
Damn.
Yeah. We had a really dope conversation about getting old. And so, but as soon as we get that out, we're gonna, or as soon as we get that cleaned up, we're gonna get that out. So,
and just so y'all know, to talk about this, the old man wasn't the one that fucked up the audio. I'm just saying right now.
Me neither. Me neither. It wasn't. My mic was working.
I thought I was going it was set up by somebody that was way younger than me, calling me old. I'm just saying.
Listen, the old man sat in the chair while everybody else. The old man sat in the chair while everybody else worked. Okay, so you're right, Jay. It wasn't Jason's fault. He didn't do shit. Oh well.
We had a good time though. It was fun.
Man, it was a great time. It was a great time. And we had mentioned before that we were going to do our first in-person episode on the last episode we did. And if you didn't know that, it's not the algorithm's fault. It's yours because you don't follow and subscribe to us. So hit that subscribe button.
Follow, that like, that share.
All of that. So, well, as always, I'm Derek. I'm here with Jason, and we got our guy Chris in the building today.
What's happening?
And so I saw this video the other day, and I sent it to you guys. Chris left us on red, but it's okay. We're gonna let him. Watch the video right now as we watch it again. But it sparked. Man, I wanted to have a conversation about it because it definitely sparked some feelings and some thoughts. And so let me play the video for y'all real quick so y'all know what video we're talking about. It was on Kev on Stage page, so credit to him for posting this. But we're gonna watch it real quick.
How much money should a man have before he gets into a relationship?
At minimum, a man should have $300,000 US.
So glad I found my wife before the advent of social media, because this would just be so disheartening. Because how many people in America, period, have $300,000? Men or women. How many people have that much money liquid? Now, you want to know what he thinks you need to do with that $300,000? Listen.
$50,000 of that goes to your new bride. Before y'all get married here, I love you, here's $50,000.
Giving her $50K straight up, boy, that is love. If it isn't love, why does it hurt this bad? What else I got to do with the 3 horn?
The other $50,000 go on the deposit of your new family house.
Where I live in California, $50,000 will not get you anywhere near a deposit on a family home. You can put that $50,000 back in the account, and you're gonna need a couple more 50s of thousands of dollars to buy a personal home. But here, listen to what he really thinks. If you really want to step your game up, how much you need before you even entertain a woman.
Really want to step into the real leagues when men are handling their business, you should have at least $1 million to $3 million in your savings account before you even entertain a woman.
$1 million to $3 million cash. You know what, man? You should also be able to fly and harness the power of the great horn moon and swim faster than a fish. Might as well, since we're just making up stuff. I don't even know if it's wise to put $3 million in a savings account. Like, at that point, that's probably not the best place for it financially. It's got to be a really high interest yielding savings account. But let's just make up numbers, because this is just not realistic. And I know it might sound good, like, yeah, that's what I deserve. Well, that's not real life. I deserve a full hairline. That's what I deserve. What do I got, though? I deserve abs. What do I got, though? Huh? I've been eating healthy for 6 days. I ain't got no abs.
Oh man.
Hey,
So
first off, Kev is funny as fuck. I don't care what nobody says. That guy is hilarious.
yeah, he is. He
Yeah.
is.
It's because that's
He
comedy.
is. So
That is, but
yeah, he is. He is. Well, so before we jump in, though, I do got to say this. So this episode isn't about attacking women. It's not about defending broke men. Okay. It's just about what happens when money becomes the measuring stick for worth. And that seems to be a big focus on relationship TikTok and social media nowadays is how you have a high value man and high value woman and stuff like that. So first off, how many people do y'all actually know that has $300,000 sitting liquid in a bank account that they just, can give money out to? I know Chris, he's in a different tax bracket than us, but
So I know a few people. So when you said it's not against attacking broke people, I was broke when I got married. And I'm 15 years in. What's up?
mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like I was broke as shit when I got married. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And here we are 15 years later. Like that expectation is absolutely insane. I'm all about saving, trust, for having yourself set up. But you're wilding, bro.
Mm-hmm.
So I guarantee you even got that in your. You only had that in your account.
no way. I was broke as shit, and we're 25 years in. So
Like what?
there's no way. I know a handful of people that probably are sitting on that kind of money liquid, but I promise you, they're not doing with it the dumb shit that they're doing.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And give
Right.
50,000 just because. What?
If you really love her, give if she
Just
really loves
because.
you, she's not gonna take 50,000. She's gonna
So
put it
let's
in.
just say we waited. Nah, I'm gonna take it too far. I'm gonna let you answer, Derek.
I mean, I know a couple people that have, but they're not fitting to come off of 50 grand for no reason like that. Like,
Well, and she's not going to want him to. Like, we can use this together for something that's more beneficial than you just handing me 50 grand. Go piss away. Like, if she's if she's in the same mind frame that you are about hustling and getting the money to have in the first place, she's not going to want you to give it up for that dumb shit.
And if you give me this 50 grand telling me it's for daycare, all right, then we could talk about something different there. But if you did, I just got to give you this. And what if we even waited to have sex when we got married and then it's trash and I gave $50? Oh, you're going to run that back. You're going to run that back, Charlie.
Give you 50 grand, you take your pants off, and that shit looks like a wizard sleeve. We got a problem.
No, absolutely not.
Shit looks like a beat up catcher's mitt from the Babe Ruth era. Like, we got a problem, sir. Like, we got to fix some shit, ma'am, because that 50 grand is
just like
some rejuvenation.
What is this? What is this money for? What are you going to do with this money? Because you could waste it. You could be in debt, and you know what I'm saying. You could just be not making smart decisions. And I'm just going to give you this money.
You give me 50 grand for daycare, I'm going to build a daycare. Shit, 50 grand.
That part.
50 grand for a couple of weeks at these times.
50 grand and have to eat
Don't let me cook that for you,
the rest
sweetheart.
of your life. 50 grand and got to eat an Arby's sandwich the rest of your life.
Whole time. Or some ramen noodles. Why don't you play? What are you talking about?
No thanks.
Whip it out, Arby's sandwich, no cheese, hopefully. No
50,000, right? At 50,000, that's the down payment for the house. That's your ring. That's your wedding. That's the vacation. I'm just going. Nah, absolutely not.
The house
high value.
And these are the same people that are like, you can't take me to Cheesecake Factory on the first date. Like, these are those same people.
You can take me to Applebee's, baby. Applebee's got 2 for $20. That's where we're going. If you don't want to go there, then you want to take you bad? Like, what? I don't know.
Right. Man, the reason why this kind of hit me is, I think a little bit is because I have 4 daughters, obviously, and 3 of them are 20 and 2 of them are 18. And man, they be on social media, and I hear often from them, I just need to marry me a rich man. I just need to marry me a rich man. And I'm like, that's not how it works, bro. That's not how it works. But then you see stuff like this.
You see it every day on social media.
You see it on social media like this.
It's what it's supposed to be like.
Yeah, it's in your face.
It's in your face.
It's you kind of give, like, you see women now, griping about the fact that Disney misled them into thinking that princes and all these things, and that's how love was supposed to go. And then you switch that around, and now you got the TikTok. Like, Oh, he's supposed to have $300,000. Okay, well, that's what we're gonna go by then. And, oh, yeah, you can't take me to Applebee's or to, to like anywhere just regular to eat. Like, you've gotta take me to these places. You gotta take me to some high fancy value ass meal. Like, no.
I didn't even think it was Disney. I think it was your mama and daddy didn't tell you.
Probably. I mean, that too.
Because if you relied on the TV for you to grow up in a relationship and that's what you saw, then that's on your parents. That's your parents' fault.
I be trying to tell him, man. I'm like, that's not
Mhm.
realistic, bro.
Yeah.
Like, and if you just getting married because he rich, like that, you. First of all, listen,
That's the wrong reason not to break.
listen. Those kind of men that are just gonna marry you, they know that you're marrying them because they rich. They gonna want something, and then you're gonna have to live a certain type of lifestyle with that type of man. Then it ain't gonna be about love. And you gonna be lonely, and you may have a black card, but you gonna be lonely, and he gonna be running around doing what he want to do.
And you gonna be wondering where he at.
Yep. He gonna.
Take care of Susie, Becky, Shelby, Ariel, and all of them out.
You got to use that.
And listen, it might even be Mike, but I'm gonna chill.
You have to use
Just
the mic
saying.
tested a couple times because I promise you, he's not just bringing home gifts from the road.
No.
That's this. Here go this new product bag, but that's because you was outside this past weekend.
Exactly.
Yeah. So who is this content really for? Honestly, like because I've always wondered that. Like, when did the high value kind of conversation start? One, and why? And then who is like? I know my girls are like saying this stuff, and I don't think they really believe it. But like, who is this content really for?
I think it's for, and this might sound harsh, but for weak individuals that didn't have any guidance, or again, this goes back to like parenting or mentors or people that just guide you while you're growing up to have these type of conversations. Because if you're allowing just social media to just be your full source of how the world is supposed to be, that's already a problem as it is. And I do know a couple of single guys that are dating, and it is like, oh, I need this before the date. Then we don't need the date. Because if you need this before the date, that means you don't need to go on the date. If you need to get your hair done, you need to get purse, or you need to get new shoes, you need to get all these things, maybe you don't need to go on a date. Because if you can't go in the closet and grab something real quick to show off for whoever, you know what I'm saying, he, she, whatever the case may be, then maybe you don't need to be dating.
And that's kind of the thing.
You got your priorities messed up.
And that's kind of the thing. Like, you'll hear people say, well, my man's got to have his shit together. Well, if you need to ask him for things before y'all can go on a date, why does he have to have his shit together, but you don't have your shit?
I was like, you don't have yours together.
Right. You're looking for somebody to help you get there. And my thing is, like, the question you asked, Derek, for me, I think it started with reality TV. Because people don't realize reality TV is scripted. So you get the Real Housewives stuff, you get the Bad Girls Club stuff, and all these girls and basketball wives and all this other bullshit.
All scripted.
All scripted to make these
for your enjoyment.
A lot of these chicks don't have a pot to piss in or one to throw it out of, but they're on TV perping like they do, and it makes it look good. It makes it look cool. And then TikTok just picked up on it and carried it on through because people don't watch TV anymore. They watch TikTok now. So you can just take what was on long form TV and shorten it down, makes it look even better because there's less of a script to have to keep up with because you're not on TV for an hour now. You just have to do it quick. Most you can do on TikTok, 10-minute video anyway. So you have a short little series of stuff put together, and you can short form it to make it look any way you want to.
Right. Because you're going from an hour to you got 1 minute and 15 seconds, and you get to do and say all the things that you need to say to make it look like all these. But then also, I feel like reality TV, they're showing all these rich couples, these people that are already millionaires, so they can buy their spouses these cars, these purses, these bags, and these houses. That's not everybody's situation. You know what I'm saying? So like,
and you don't know
also I think you need to be able to think for yourself as well too.
You also don't know where they started. Like, just because that's what they're showing now, the struggle's not glamorous to people. So the grind it took to get to that point, nobody wants to see that part. They just want to see you on a private jet rolling up in the Mercedes red carpet.
And they're gonna only show the good parts. They're not gonna show the bad parts unless that little bad part is scripted in there. And then, you know what I'm saying? Like, so it's just, they're going to show you the good parts. They're going to show you all the exciting, the parties, the bridal showers, the baby showers, the vacations. Like, they're going to do all those things because that's what they want you to see.
Yeah. I mean, if you look at Sarah and I now, you would think we're doing great. Like, things are awesome. Like, we get to go places, travel, do all this stuff, which is true. We do now, but you cut back to when we got together, like, traveling for us was going to the end of the street to the store. Like, we go to Walgreens. Like
Traveling was going to Olive Garden having a fancy dinner. Like, what do you mean? Like,
that was Ruth's Chris for us back in the day. Like that was
yeah.
dining. Like if you got to, and it took you a couple weeks to save up to be able to go do that. Like nobody wanted.
And that was and if you've been through it, that was during tax season. If we gonna be real,
Yep.
yeah, we're gonna show up during tax season, babe. I got you.
You had to wait till you were a March millionaire for that. Yeah, put some extra
part.
cheese on there. Get my girl right with that extra cheese.
Absolutely. I remember Red Lobster used to be bougie, bro.
Listen,
It was the place to go.
That's like having Gordon Ramsay come to your house and cook. You got
You got to see the live lobsters. Now I go to Red Lobster. I'm like, what the?
Why ain't nobody here?
Right.
And now first days they want you to go to a steakhouse or baby, you ain't gonna eat all this food. And at this point, you just trying to take some food home because you don't know where your next meal will come from.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, I mean, I think the content. I mean, it has to be for the kids that are on social media all the time, getting it and absorbing it and believing that it's real. And I want, we can get into a whole conspiracy thing, but I think it does affect the way relationships work. And as long as relationships aren't really working, the family's not really working. And so there's a lot of health benefits and long-term benefits with the family that, when the family's kept intact. And so if you can feed the kids this nonsense, I think that it affects that long-term even worse than what's already happening right now.
Yeah.
But then also, like you said, too, you got, by the way, TikTok does let you do an hour now. You can do it, but who's sitting on the same video for an hour?
I had no idea. I thought it was just a minute, a little longer than a minute.
No, I've seen 10 minutes is the longest I can go for, but I've not seen an hour. That's ridiculous.
Right, because nobody's doing it, but you can. Because I tried to upload our shows, and it was like the max is an hour, and we're like an hour and 5 minutes. And so it wouldn't let us upload our show to it.
But also, like, I think, it's funny to me because my daughter, one of my daughters is 30. And I was talking to her this last summer or summer before last, I can't remember. We got into like a real raw like conversation. We got to talking and she was like, we had never like told them about us struggling when she was younger because she was 5 when I came along. So that was when like I was barely working, like I was working for my brother and he was paying me out of his own pocket paycheck kind of shit. And Sarah was going to school. And the only reason we were able to make it as good as we did was because Sarah had a house gifted to her by her grandmother when her grandmother passed away. And it was just a generational family house that she got to live in. And I moved in with her and did that stuff. But that was the only reason we were able to make it like we did for her to be able to go to school and get the degrees that she got. But my daughter had no idea. Like I was telling her about some stuff because she's like, why are things so hard now? And I'm like, well, you have to understand, like when you were growing up, it was hard for us. Like we struggled like what you're talking about now. And she's like, really? She's like, I didn't ever know that. I said, because it wasn't your job. It was our job to make sure you never knew. Like you were a kid. You needed to be a kid. You didn't need to be worried about
it. Wasn't for you to know.
Yeah, and that's what I told her. I said, I said, you do the same thing for those girls. I said, you explain it to them as to why you may not be able to do something that they want to do. I was like, but it's really awesome in that way because they understand why. It's not just because no, or I'll think about it or I'll, maybe later or whatever. And it just never realizes because that, causes trust issues and shit with your kids. Cause they're like, what do you mean? Like you said, we'd talk about this and we never talked about it again. Like what happened with that? The way she's doing it, I think is good because her kids are very articulate in the way that they're like the way their minds work is wild. So they need to know the whys of things and they're not doing it, disrespectfully, but
I think that's all kids now. Cause why? Who are you talking to? Cause I said so.
Well, and they don't, and they'll. It's not that they do it the disrespectful whys. They'll try to fill in the gaps and the blanks. They're like, "What's this or this?" And she's like, "No." And so she learned she had to be like, with Sammy, like y'all both know Sammy. Sammy was like, listen, and so she had to like break down why everything was the way it works. And they have become so well adjusted to those things that it was beneficial for her to be able to do that. But yeah, when I told her, I was just like, her mind was blown. She's like, I had no idea. And I'm like, well, you weren't supposed to know. Like that was our job to make sure you were shielded from those kind of struggles and never had to know that because you don't need to, your job was to be a kid, not worry about
what you need to worry about. Yeah.
Right.
And I think too, like it goes back to like having kids or, being I'm a parent of two girls, but having those open, honest, and direct conversations about love, about relationships, I just think that like changes the dynamic of just being open and just for your kid to be able to come to you and have that conversation. Especially, you always want that with your son, but for a girl that's out here dating these little punk ass boys out here, you want them to
Yeah.
kind of be somewhat prepared for the game or whatever, trying to slick BS that they're gonna be trying to be on, but you want your daughters to be hip to the BS, so they're not
Oh,
living
Yeah.
yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Yeah.
That was the thing. Like I'm teaching my kids culture and things now so that they won't be impressed by your kid's little raggedy trip to Dallas. Like
Yeah, yeah,
don't play with me.
that's real.
Weekend Motel 6 trip to Dallas. Get out of here, bitch.
Right. Yeah. No, that's real.
Yeah, that is real. That is real. Um, and there was another question that popped up before we kind of shift the convo just a little bit. But why do extreme standards go viral? And I mean, I think the kind of the base is dopamine hit, right? Like,
Mhm.
look at what we're talking about right now with this
Right.
extreme standard, how it spawned this conversation. So it attracts clicks in the comments and likes and all that stuff. Whereas you have something that's not as extreme, people are like, oh yeah, okay, and they keep going, right? It's not as big of a dopamine hit. So when did I guess when did money start equaling masculinity? Or when did providing become the same thing as being valuable?
Social media. I think it just puts this idea in folks' head that this is what it's supposed to be. This goes back to the 50-50 conversation. If me and
Mhm,
my wife in my house going 50-50 because that works for us, that ain't nobody else's business. If me and my wife going 70-30, you know what I'm saying, in our house,
mhm,
that ain't no our business because what we doing for us works for us. Whether I make more money, she makes more money, we making it work for us. We're doing all the things behind the scenes and all that. So you coming in telling me, oh, you should be doing this and you should be doing that. I'm gonna ask you, who the fuck is you talking to? You know what
mhm,
I'm saying? Because
Well, and
that's not if I was in a position to be able to be like, oh, babe, let's take care of all these things, and you don't work, you stay at home, you sit on, you play with your feet all day long. That's just not everybody's situation. You know what I mean? So like everything is
mhm,
situational, but I feel like social media puts these ideas in people's heads that the husband has to do this, or if the woman does this, if the woman makes $200,000 a year, she needs a man that makes $500,000 a year, or that relationship won't work. Baby, you can fall in love with I almost cussed, with the man that work at McDonald's because he made you happy. You make $200 a year, but your girlfriend's not happy about that. But this man will sweep you off your feet with all the things that you want that's not monetary.
mhm,
So that becomes an issue too then. So like now you got your girlfriends in your ear or your homies or whatever saying, oh, you shouldn't be doing this, X, Y, Z. I got told myself because my wife is already making six figures when we met that, oh, she gonna leave you or she not gonna stay with you long or this ain't gonna work because she got money and you ain't on that level yet. All right, well, here we are. You know what I'm
mhm.
saying? Like what worked for us ain't nobody's business. That's what worked for us.
yeah.
Right.
Well, I mean, and that's a lot of that happened with Sarah and I is like we don't do the gender role stuff. Like I'll do dishes, I'll
Yeah.
do laundry, I'm out the floor, I sweep, I do all those things. And it was funny because my dad one time I remember he called me and I answered the phone. I was like, "What's up?" And he's like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "I'm doing some laundry." And he goes, "Where's your wife?" I said, "What the fuck's that matter?" I said, "She's at work." And he goes, "Oh, well, I was gonna say, like, that's shouldn't she be doing that?" And I was like, "Why? I got 2 fucking arms and
It's
legs.
true.
I can do laundry. Like, I can switch shit from a washer to a dryer. Like, I've done like I was like, that's a dumb shit to say. I was like, I was like, what'd you call me for? I was like, because now you're pissing me off. Because that's the thing. Like what you said. Like, if it works for you, like, what's the point? Like, Chris, Robert Singleton, the anesthesiologist on Instagram, the Robert Singleton the third.
Yeah.
The Yeah, so he posted a thing not too long ago about um kind of money wise, like for couples, and like if your wife makes more than the husband or whatever, like how does that work? And I posted on, I was like, listen, I was like, I've been playing catch up since I got with my wife. Like she got her degree and like hit the ground running, and I've been playing catch up ever since, and I can't catch her for no matter what I do. And you'd be surprised,
And
like
look at y'all 25 years later.
that shit got almost 6,000 comments from people that were commenting back to me, being like, "Oh man, but that's awesome that you feel that you see it that way." And I'm like, I was like, I applaud her because she went out and got her shit. Like she worked hard. Like she worked hard for her degree. She works hard at her job. She got in her
And
job.
that's not taken away from you. Like, you don't work hard at what you do every single day.
Yeah, but it's at
You
the
know what I'm
same time,
saying?
I chose not to finish college, so she's degreed twice. She has 2 master's degrees. I'm not doing that shit. I'll be 100% honest. And she gives me shit all the time. She's like, I need you to capitalize on your waspness and get your degrees and get out here and get these white people jobs. And I laugh and I'm like, that's funny, but I'm not doing it. Like, I'm just not, I don't give a shit. I don't care to have letters after my name. I don't give a fuck. I don't need to go and have somebody call me doctor. No, absolutely not. I don't want any of that shit. And I've found a way to make it in a different career field without a degree and still make damn good money for what I'm doing. And granted, I'm not saving the world. I don't do the things that she does. I don't have to do the heavy lifting at work that she does mentally, and I don't. And I'm perfectly okay with that. Like, I don't give a shit. Like, it works for us. It's the thing. I don't go around flexing like
Y'all happy?
Yeah. I mean, and that's the thing. Like, I don't have to explain that shit to anybody because guess what? Like, we're good. Like, she's good with what I do. She's glad that I'm making more now that I can help contribute. Like, that's because it's easier on everything. Like, everybody. Like,
On the household.
I'm not cheap. I promise you that. Like, I do dumb shit with money. Like, so trust and believe. She's glad I'm making a little more of it to help out a little.
Right.
I think it's been different with me. Not that Sheena has looked at me any differently, but given because I mean, yeah, like we started off broke. We was in housing, and we was married at 17, and we had a kid, and we were in the house like public housing, like you know what I mean, paying $100 a month in rent and getting food stamps and all that. And so I don't think Sheena's ever placed my value based on what I could provide. But I think internally, there's always been some sort of driver that if I didn't provide or if I wasn't providing or when our bank account was low or negative, like there was kind of a feeling of attack on my value or my self-worth. And, sitting here thinking, I'm trying to figure out where that idea came from of like, if I'm not providing, if I don't have money in the bank or if I don't, whatever that, then I'm less valuable of a human being.
That comes from your 50s, dog. That's men were providers.
I think it's a man thing. And now even more of a social media thing because they make you feel like if you're not giving $300,000 to your wife before you marry her, then you're a bum. You know what I'm saying? So I think these narratives are just outrageous. And again, it's clickbait. So what goes viral? Like let me see if the craziest thing I can say that's gonna make somebody be like, oh, let me see what he's talking about. That's what it is. Like it's
so funny because there's polar opposites. Like people will agree, like just crazily agree, and then there's people that will crazily disagree. So you get like polar opposite of the conversation. People will be like, "Yeah, you should," and other people are like, "Are you crazy? Like, get out of here!" Like if you can't, if we got to go on a trip somewhere and we fly Southwest, like you're broke because you can't fly me private. Like, get out of here. You know what it costs to fly to take a trip on a private jet? Like, it's ridiculous.
That part. And that same trip that you fly on Southwest, you can fly on Spirit to get there the same way. I'm just saying.
Maybe tomorrow, but it'd be the same.
Hey, listen, with how expensive Southwest has become, Southwest is
insane.
I'm not flying that shit anymore. No. I'm gonna pay that.
I got credits with them, and I put my credit in to see if it was gonna help my flight go down because the flight prices have been insane for like the past 2 months with Southwest. And this is a flight that I catch often. I'm not paying $500 to go somewhere that I've been to for $49. Like this is not working for me.
I have a credit for them too, and I'm gonna have to. I was looking into it for when I have to come back home in a couple months, and I'm like, by that time the credit probably won't even be any good. They'll be like, well, I mean, you still got credit.
Now y'all charging for the bags and your upcharge prices. Y'all can go ahead.
Right. Yeah. But to get boarding, to get your seat, to get all that. Yeah.
Like I'm saying, all that way.
Man, listen, I flew first class to Tennessee when we just went out there last week, me and Sheena. And it was the same price as what it's going to be on Southwest, bro. For first class, it was American. And I'm like,
me and Sarah talked about it. I'm like, if Southwest is going to cost this much, we're flying American because at least you could bump your seats.
Anyway, and just as a side note, I did learn exit row has more room than first class, so don't waste the extra money.
Six more inches.
Bro,
6 to 11 more inches, they said.
Bro, I sat in the exit row the first flight. I sat in the exit row because they didn't have the first class, right? And so, I'm stressed out. I'm kicking it. bro, we get first class the next flight there. And man, it's less room on all 3 flights back. One flight there and the 2 flights back, it was less room than the exit row. So I'm like, exit row is the way to go, man.
Yeah.
Now you don't get now hold on. Now you don't
Wait, hold
get
on,
the
hold on, hold
boarding,
on,
you
hold
don't
on.
get the
You
pre-boarding
forgot.
drink and
You forgot that you taller than everybody else. So what's comfortable though? Because
Right.
if we uncomfortable, we ain't even as tall as you. I can imagine.
Man,
I'm good with
listen.
that out first class. I'll be good.
Yeah, yeah, y'all will be all right. Man, listen, we're so
First
off
class, my
topic
feet
right
be all
now.
up on the wall.
We're so off topic right now. But in the on the last flight back, and we had to get up early that morning. So I
Right.
already know. You already know my patience was running thin on the last leg back, or was it to Dallas? Anyway, one of them, we're sitting there waiting to get to take off, and I'm trying to move around and get comfortable because it's not as much leg room as I thought, and I keep kind of accidentally bumping the chair in front of me. And this lady's like, at first she's kind of moving around. And then I see her the second time, she kind of like goes like this, looks to the back. And then I kind of like, there's some delay in taking off. And I do it again. And she like sits up like this and she like does this. And I said, looking back at me ain't going to make my legs shorter. So
That part.
I'm trying
That
my
part.
hardest. And then
Mhm.
she's like, oh, well, I know. I just saw how tall you were. And I know it's just so tough for you. I'm like, listen, you wasn't looking back here trying to be nice. Don't do that. Don't do
You had an
that.
attitude until I
But you
caught you
grew
before
with
you
Right.
that.
caught me.
Right. Right. You
That's
was giving
funny.
me a side eye like you was crazy until I said something.
Mhm.
Yeah.
We found out
Uh
Derek's gonna get put off the plane.
Right.
right, right. I'm like looking back here ain't gonna make my legs shorter.
Right.
Anyway, sorry. So off topic. So when you were growing up, and I think this is part of where I think it comes from me, the idea of providing and achieving and it was worth it. Like when you were growing up, were you praised for who you were or what you achieved?
Neither.
I was gonna say, I was like,
Neither.
that's what the neither. I was like, he was searching that
I mean,
hard,
I,
bro.
like I because I was with one of y'all used first. But like I watched my stepfather like provide for us and everything. And again, like you said before earlier, like Jason, like we never knew that we struggled. We never knew that my mom got assistance. We never knew that we were on Section 8 for like a year or two. Like we didn't know any of those things because like. Again, like when we wanted something, we wanted shoes and wanted clothes. Like they were able to provide those things. It might not have been right away, but they were able to get it for us. So like, I think that seeing that, but I don't think I've ever was like, "Oh, I'm proud of you. You're doing a great job. Like, you're doing great." Like, none of that for me. Like from teachers, but not from like family members.
Sure. Mine always felt conditional. Like I was praised for what I could achieve. So praised if I got A's,
Mhm.
but if I got C's, it was like, right? Or praised if I did something right, but if I didn't do it at, some sort of level, then it was So it was
Right. So
like
it's
the
just
only way
okay.
to get some right. So the only way to get some sort of praise or validation or feel some sort of worth was if you did something, if I provided something or I achieved something or, I did something around the house or, you know what I mean? And so I think that was, sitting here thinking it was super reinforced growing up, and this is before social media, right? So that's why I don't think we can fully blame social media. I think
Right.
for
Right.
the
Right.
new
Right.
generation, but for our generation, I don't think we can. But thinking back, yeah, it was very much it was praise for what I could achieve versus necessarily who I was. Who I was, I don't think that I was necessarily. I don't think they liked who I was because I liked hip hop, and my one friend in elementary school was the one black kid in school, and the kids I hung out with in middle school were the black kids. So I don't think I was praised for who I was
Right. Right.
and
Right.
the things I liked. I don't know, Jason.
No, I mean, as far as that goes, like I was always I was kind of praised for both. Like I was praised for who I was, but if I did good stuff, that was cool. Like if I didn't, we'd have conversations about it. But they were more concerned about who I was gonna be as a person versus what, kind of any of the accolade kind of shit. Like that stuff was like icing on the cake compared to if I as long as I turned out a good human and wasn't an asshole.
Mm.
That was kind of the deal for me. Like I had, my mother was very loving, nurturing. She was awesome. Like had no issues with that at all. She was perfect, and I should like honestly when I look into it, like I should have stayed with her instead of moving with my dad. Like I really honestly think my life would be so different if I would have stayed with my mom. Um, than it turned out with my dad. I think a lot of because I know like a lot of the anger issues and stuff that I had it came from that. Came from him, from watching him, from being around him, and the situations I was put in when I was, in living with him. It was just way different with my mom. Like my mom was always like on top of everything, was always there every time we needed it. Like she was at school all the time, doing PTA mom stuff, school mom stuff, anything she could do to help. Like she was always there. So I was very fortunate in that way to have kind of it well rounded of all the caring, not just about what I did, but who I was.
I think too, for me, like part of it made me become, and I realized this not actually, honestly, not too long ago, made me become a people pleaser. So like me doing something for you gave me recognition by you saying thank you, or this was nice of you, or you didn't have to do this. Like that made me feel good. But then realizing like me being a people pleaser ain't doing nothing for me. Really, you know what I'm
Mhm,
saying? Like it's like
mhm.
not that you're reaping the benefit of it, but you are because I would just do stuff just because like I wanted you to just appreciate something that I did, if that
Sure.
makes
Mhm.
sense.
No,
Yeah,
100%.
yeah, for sure. I mean, because you're in that, you're trying to find worth.
Yeah.
If I can please these people, they show me that I'm worth something, that I'm valuable to them. That were like, at least that's what you tell yourself.
And I've always been like the hype man friend. Like I'm always gonna hype you up to move to the next level or to go hard or you know what I'm saying, work hard or whatever the case may be. Like I've always been that person. And then like coming to realize that I didn't have that from those same people that I've done it for so long made me like look at them differently. Or made me feel a certain type of way towards them because like and I've thought about like I've done some dope ass shit and ain't none of them was there to support or said anything. They've seen it because I've seen that you've seen it, but was never there to support or you did this or great job, Chris, or like I'm proud of you. And like that actually bothered me for a minute.
Mhm.
It should. I mean, but that's the thing. Like, that's not invalid for you to feel
Right.
that way and for you to have those feelings about that. Like, those are very valid feelings to have because a lot of people will say, "Oh, people get busy, people this, people that, and not everybody can do the same things." Yet, bullshit. Don't give me that. Like, if you have two
And
seconds,
now I just text you. Now I just cut you off. You just block now.
well, and that's the thing. Like, if you have time to watch it, you have time to react to it. It takes less time to react to something than it takes to watch it. So it's not that hard to do. Like, you called me out today about not going to the gym. I saw it on your reel. It's fine. You didn't take me to the gym. I saw it. Like, it's good. It's been a minute. I get it. I'm gonna go back tomorrow.
Right. Right. I'm going, dang, bro.
I mean, and that's the thing. Like having those people, having the people that reciprocate the hype that you give them and the backing and those things like it's valuable. It's
Right.
valuable in a way that a lot of people don't understand. And the
Right.
people that don't understand it either don't know how to give it, don't get it themselves, or just plain, hating and don't like you doing better than what they're trying to do, or that, they have the same
Mm-hmm.
24 hours in a day that you do. And you're doing things that they try
That's
to
my
say
number
that
one thing.
yeah, and they're trying to say they don't have time to do it or they can't do it. You got the same time that I do. Like I got kids too. I got grandkids. I got work. I
Got
got all
life, got work, got businesses, but everybody got shit going on. So
yeah,
listen, life.
I
I mean, life for everybody, whether you rich, broke, poor, whatever the case may be. Life is life for everybody. You know what I'm
Everybody,
saying?
everybody.
everybody, everybody. So yeah, yeah. I mean, I think that's part of my issue is as I'm working through all this stuff, like figuring out how to not place that I have to achieve in order to have value. Like even in on social media, right? Like or even with the workouts in the gym and stuff, there'll be moments where I post about being in the gym and then it's like I don't post because I don't go to the gym. And it's like, I don't have the same impact if I'm not doing this, if I'm not achieving something. I don't just post like if you ever notice, like I don't know if I'll really post life updates on any of my social media.
Right.
I'll troll on Facebook because that's fun.
That's Facebook.
And it's Facebook. And then on Instagram and TikTok, I'll post this stuff or I'll post gym or I'll post something like that. But it always has to be something that I think that shows that I'm doing something. It's not never like, hey, today was a beautiful day and I just existed. Because it's like
Right.
nobody internally the internal dialogue is nobody cares unless you're doing something.
Right.
You know what's
And
funny though? I found is that I get more engagement off of stuff like that than I do off of the other things. Like people
Yeah.
will like the gym posts and stuff, but the most comments I get are just regular life shit. Regular life
Mhm.
update, something silly. The karaoke stuff I post, like that shit'll flood it, like all that stuff
Mhm.
happens. But if I just do like just gym stuff, I just get just reactions to it. Nobody ever says shit.
Right. Right. Which, yeah, I mean, that's a perfect example, though, like the actual what happens in reality versus the internal dialogue
Mhm.
based off the organizing principles that developed growing up, right? Of people only care if you achieve. And it's like, no, they really don't. They really don't. But it's hard to tear that down and actually
Absolutely.
believe something different, right?
100%.
So, all right, let's go back to the video real quick since we've gotten so far off a topic at different times. So, 1 to 3 million in the savings account, just sitting there, like just to date or just to get married. Or no, you said before you start dating, you guys should have
Yeah.
1 to 3. Like,
1 to
what
3.
are we doing? Are we dating or applying for venture capital? Like,
That part. That part.
what is happening?
At this point now, this is an investment deal. Like, what if we do it?
Right.
What are we buying at this point? Like, I better be buying something and it better be making me money back. Cause like the thing
Mhm.
is, like, I know doctors and like business, but like well off visit that don't have that kind of money sitting around. They're probably worth that overall, business and things like that. But that's
Right.
they don't have it in the account. They can just grab it out and go. And first off, putting 3 million, like your shit's only insured to $250,000. So if you got 3 million sitting in the account, you're doing something wrong. Like you got a bad financial advisor and they're stealing from you because they're like, yeah, put that in there. Then just
Yeah.
and I'll say,
And I know like a handful of folks that have that kind of money and would never
never.
do no shit like
Never.
this. Like never do no shit like. And I know like some old players that's got bread. No, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Mm-mm.
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 It wouldn't even cross their mind. They're gonna laugh at you if you can't make them like that.
Mhm.
And I love how he didn't break down what you're supposed to do with that 3 million. Like he didn't go into the whole, well, now you got to give her 2.5. You got to give her, you got to give her $250,000 if you really about it. Like,
Right. If you really love her, you got to do this. Boy, shut
Well-
up. The fuck
Well,
are you
nah, he
talking
just,
about?
I mean, he told you, it just needs to be sitting in a savings account. If you're going to date, you need to have 1 to 3 million in the savings account. Now, he told you about it, which is the stupidest.
I better be eating fucking gold bars at that point. You better be bringing me time. You know, listen, my son laughs about this to this day because I used to mess with him all the time when when my wife would ask me to do just dumb mundane shit around the house and he'd be like, why can't we go do this? I'm like, because we got to do this shit because your mom asked us to. She'd be like, what? And I'd be like, you know who doesn't ask you to do dumb shit like this? And he's like, who? And I'm like, prostitutes. Just stick with prostitutes, dog. I'm telling you. Because you could just pay them and be done, dog. They won't ask you to do.
But not these. They getting expensive now too.
Yeah, probably, but they won't ask you to mow the yard. I'm just saying.
Man,
that
listen.
part too. Trim the bushes, wash the laundry, cook
Ain't
dinner,
no,
get the kids out.
ain't no prostitute ever asked me to power wash the house. I'm just saying.
Mm-hmm. Man, that actually sparks a thought though. Like, so I don't know if y'all know, but like the growth of like, porn sites and different things like that, how it's skyrocketed over the last decade or so. And it's all
I
about
have no idea about that. I don't watch any of those or indulge in any of those things.
No, you sound well versed in it, so we'll let you talk about it because we don't know.
Yeah,
for
I'm not sure.
I only know about it because I have to deal with it in my profession. So
Sure, we'll go with that.
and that's honestly, I promise you, y'all are full of crap, but I'm being for real. Yeah.
Somebody's a creeper. Like,
You know.
but but the thing is that guys that often like younger men, I'll say, in their 20s, oftentimes they turn to that because they don't have to risk rejection and they don't have to face their insecurities. And so it makes me wonder of like how these videos like this are actually insecurity farming. like how they're pushing out here to hit on that in men and maybe women too, but hit on men so that they stay afraid, so that they then put their money somewhere else. I don't know, just a thought that I just had.
I feel like it puts a pressure,
But yeah,
unwanted or unneeded like pressure. So you feel like, oh, I got to do this. I got to go hard. I got to go crazy, or I can't do this. But then, okay, now you're doing all these things and you're missing on years of your life because you feel like, oh, I can't date till I'm 26 because I need to have $1 million. Or I need to have $300,000 in the bank before I can do anything. Like
I
it's
gotta
creating
grind.
these false narratives that are just like insane. If you got it, do your thing. But I just feel like it's just weird. Like it don't make sense.
Because if you think about it, like, how many people do you know in that age range that have that kind of money? I don't know anybody in that. I mean, unless you're, social
Unless you're
media.
born into it.
So yeah, born into it, social
But you
media.
still ain't making just something. You still ain't doing it. But go ahead.
Right. Yeah. I mean, social media influence or something like that, they hit big, that just happened to luck into it. Like, those people aren't going to have that kind of money like that. And so they will. Like, the pressure for that is wild. And you go into the grind mentality. And most kids that graduate college these days can't get a job making shit anyway. So to be able to save that kind of money when you have student debt, all this other shit that you got to do, try to find a place to live with the economy the way it is right now, like, you're not. Like, none of this shit's realistic. So, so for somebody sitting around like, I want to see his bank statement. Show me your tax return. It's like, I
That's what
want
I
to.
want to see.
You're out here making these videos. Like, let's see how much liquid you got sitting in the bank.
Whole time he got 4 followers and a negative account balance.
Yeah, right. 4 followers. He got negative 400 in the bank. He's got a fucking
Mhm.
life about to get cut off notice. Like,
Credit
that's
score 203. Get out of here, bro.
yes. Because I mean, that's
Now, do I think that before you date, you don't have to have all your ducks in a row, but at least have, you know what I'm saying, some type of, no, let me say this. I won't say it wrong because I didn't have shit when I got together with my old lady. But if I could go back and to do the things or do more things, I would have or at least have my ducks in a row better, if that makes sense. But no, man, you know what? Maybe I take that back because it was happening the way it was supposed to happen. Like, so I
Right.
can't, yeah. No, I don't know.
So, I think my son, who's 23 now, I think just from my experience, there's been this pressure on him that he needs to be making some sort of amount of money at 23.
Mm-hmm. The
And
world, social media.
for sure, right? Like, it's this added pressure that at 23, because, and he's making, well, I guess it was good money and when we were his age, but
Right.
at his age, obviously, with how expensive everything's on, it's still a struggle for him, but it's still like a decent amount of money. And he's still like, I gotta make more, I gotta make more, I gotta make more. And I'm like, it's just this pressure that I don't, even with having kids, I don't think I ever felt the pressure that he seems to feel.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't.
No, no, no.
I was kind of dumb to it too, but my son is 23 as well, and he's he's just got to where he's making a little over $20 an hour. And if I was when I was his age, if I was making that kind of money, I would have been balling. Like, but
Mhm.
like the time
Listen,
economy has
my
changed.
son at FedEx making $24 an hour, but lives in California. But you ain't got no real bills. I was making $12. No, I'm not. I was making $750 when I was 16. And
Mhm.
you couldn't tell me nothing. My little $150 a week. I thought I was doing something. You know what I'm saying? But yet, I mean, I was able to pay my car payment and pay my car before I turned 18. But at the same time, like, he is making quadruple what the hell we were making. Like, it's just a complete difference. You know what I mean? So it's different. And I mean, it's easier for them. We was hustling. They can go online and figure shit out. We had to read the newspaper, you know what I'm saying? And then we got Craigslist when we got a little older, but it was just kind of different. Like, it's totally different. You know what I'm saying?
It's
Upbringing. Like, we
it's
really
easier.
had to work hard.
Right, right. We had to hustle, but I think that the amount that they have to pay for things makes it harder for them.
Yeah. True. No, that makes sense. Yeah.
Well, yeah, because
You know.
he's making over $20 an hour. His girlfriend makes like almost 15, but them together, like, they can barely afford a Happy Meal. Like, they struggle to pay the little bills that they pay. They pay us. They pay every month. They pay a little. Each of them pay rent and pay. For my son pays for his car payment, his motorcycle payment, and that kind of stuff, insurance, all that kind of shit. But at the same time, like, it's still a struggle. Like, now that he's got his other job and he's working, he got his new job and he's making, more money and working more hours. Now he's better. Like, now he's got
Right.
money to
In a
get
better position now to, yeah.
Right. So now they're starting to kind of talk about looking for a place and that kind of stuff. It just needs to get a little steadier in the situation. But at the same time, it's like, I get it. Like for them, the pressure, like, 'cause he stresses himself out like crazy amounts. But now that he's got a couple of checks under his belt from this new job, he's like, I can kind of breathe a little bit now
Uh-huh.
because it's easier. Like we got he got his girlfriend a car, so she's got transportation now. So he's starting to line out the things in his plan that he wanted, but the stress pressure was keeping him alive for a long time.
Hmm. Yeah, my son called me before the week before starting college because he just went back to OSU to go get his degree, and man, he was stressed out. He was like, "I don't know how I'm gonna do this, pay bills, go to college, and then how do I not have debt after college with everything like
Mhm.
that." He's like, and I'm just and it man, yeah, it's just added pressure on this generation, man, with how expensive things are.
My son, I think I told you all this. He bought a car and he got insurance. But again, I know he live in California. When he got his first bill, he was like, "Dad, this is ghetto." And he was like, the next day my insurance bill came too, and I got paid both of them 2 days apart. I said, "That's life. That's growing up. Like
Yeah.
that's just what it is." And he was like, "I got it." He was like, "But just to like this, I gotta do this every month." Yeah,
Yeah. Forever.
yeah, like that's what it
Mm,
is.
forever,
He's like,
bro.
"Do the insurance go down eventually?
Eventually.
Don't get no ticket. Don't get pulled over."
Mhm,
When you hit 25, it'll go down as long
Yeah.
as you're straight. You don't hit anybody,
mhm.
you don't get pulled over.
I was
Man,
like, "And you bought a Mustang, so it's a fast car, so they're definitely gonna go up on your
uh,
insurance, and it's your first."
oh, they hit him over the head.
Yeah. Yeah.
My son got a Tesla, and they're hitting him over the head for the Tesla. But they
And he
say
what?
him
How old is he?
he's 23.
So he got a little time for his drop a little bit.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
and my son's public enemy number 1 on the Florida highways, so
Yeah,
he
he is.
he can't get a seatbelt ticket or he loses his license. Like, he legitimately has he hit a milestone that I didn't even know existed. He got 12 points in 12 months, and they said, "If you get pulled over one more time, you lose your license for 3 years." And I said, "Bitch, you'll be on the bus." The bus, the city bus is what we're not gonna do is
Mhm.
drive your ass all over Hell's Half Acres in Florida.
Mm-mm,
Yeah, no,
mm,
every ticket in Florida for, like, what he gets ticket for speeding like he does, it's 4 points per ticket. So, I mean, it's easy to rack up 12.
Really?
Yeah, it's easy to rack up
It's
12.
high as hell though, and
Oh,
that's
yeah.
crazy.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. But
that's
I
I
wild.
listen, I be
with
taking them classes every month.
with the super
Get them
speed
points off.
with the new super speeder law that they put into effect, he drives like he's 95 now. He pisses me off when he drives, so I don't let him drive anymore. I'm like, "I got shit to do. Come on, man." He's like, "I could get pulled
How do you
over." Like,
not? How do you not speed in Florida? That's like California. It's like not speeding. The residential zone is 55. Anywhere else is 25. You know what I mean? So it's like, how do you not speed? It's flat.
well, you
It's
can
like,
speed, you can speed, you just can't do 100. You do 100, you go to jail. Anything under
hmm.
100 is safe.
So
Anything
do
under 100.
98 and we're good.
98, you straight. Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah,
As long as
yeah.
it's not so 40 miles an hour over the speed limit or 100 miles an hour, both get you to go to jail. Past that, you're done.
Yeah, I
Like
know
if
in Virginia, 20 miles over is reckless driving.
ooh, like I'm not driving in Virginia either. So Georgia and Virginia, I'm out. So my little driver certificate that I got on the way to your birthday, Chris, in Georgia, they hit me again after I paid the $612. Then I got a cute little reward on my way out the door to come to Tennessee that I have to pay an additional $200 to the state of Georgia for their super speeder law. So it's going to cost me $812 for going 91 and a 7.
What?
I will never drive in the state of Georgia again.
Nah, I'd be driving to go in court because I'm fighting this.
I'll pull up
Hell
at the
no.
state line and I will get out. We'll do Chinese fire drill and Sarah will drive through Georgia because
But baby, you got them here, baby.
ever because you can
That's
get
That's
wild.
crazy. I got my highest ticket was in Florida. I think it was Clay County was $700.
Mm, mm, mm.
But I was going 170.
And
So
I ain't never got pulled over doing that fast, thank goodness.
it was late. I was tired. It was late. I was tired. And me and my baby mama had just split up and she was dropping the kids off in the middle of the night. So I had to go.
Mhm.
no.
Listen, I was
I
still
got
never do.
I'm doing 103 in a 70, and it was only like $220. So the fact that I got popped for doing 91 in a 70,
And I mean, I'm surprised I made out of that town because it could have been a whole another situation.
Right.
Because
right.
That's
shouldn't have been on that
crazy.
street.
You almost got hit for a rack for going 21 over, bro.
Yes.
That's wild, bro.
It
That's
was
wild.
it was the county. It was the county 100%.
Oh yeah,
100% the county.
Araby, Georgia. So Araby, Georgia. If you ever listen, you can kiss my entire ass. The whole city.
The whole
better
thing.
have a street named after me in Araby, Georgia, because
He paid their GDP for the year with that ticket,
That
bro.
part. You listen, they're gonna have a picture of the highest paid ticket in this county by this man right here.
right.
We got him.
Man. So, bro, why are we? What is happening tonight? So, do you think women feel the same kind of pressure as men do? Are women under pressure too?
I think now in 2026 they are because, again, women are bosses, they're leaders, they are head of the household. So they feel like this added pressure, again, from social media that they got to be doing X, Y, Z in order to feel, or in order to live, to be high value or to live this soft girl life or to do these things, they have to go extra hard or do more. And I just think it's weird. But again, it's social media.
See, I view it almost kind of like the boss girl, like the Rissas and Sarahs of the world, like the big boss girls that go out and do it all themselves and like really hustle and get the thing. I think they are honestly looked down on now by the girl. Oh, you couldn't do it. You couldn't do it like me and get you somebody that's going to take care of you. So you got to go out there and boss up yourself. Like I'm getting all this done. I don't have to work hard like that. So I think they're almost at a, like if they were to listen to that kind of shit, but which I know they do not. That it would kind of be a disservice to them because it does make them feel kind of like, oh well shit, I messed up and I came out here to do all this by myself and I could have just found somebody to help me do it, do it for me, or I wouldn't have to lift a finger kind of shit. And I to me that's ridiculous. Like I if you want to be somebody that has 2 and 3 degrees and go work and bust your ass and do hard like Rissa and Sarah do, high five. Like Sheena works hard too to do her stuff. Like if you want to go do that, like Sarah told me at one point, like if I said something about I went and bought lottery tickets one time when it was like $1 billion, and we were going to come up with like 660,000 or $660 million. I'd still work, and I was like, good for you, because I'd be gone. I'd be on a trip somewhere. I was like,
that's what Rissa said. You still work for who?
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
Well, baby, you be working by yourself because I'm gonna be outside.
Right.
The fuck, what no work for?
No.
Have fun in your team's meeting because I'm going to be
We
on a
can pay somebody to work for us at this point. Like, what are you talking about?
Right.
I'll be on a jet. I will hire you a lookalike because we're going to be out on somebody's beach somewhere, something tropical. No,
every day. You
No.
hear me?
I won't deny it. I will say, if I had 660 million, my mind would probably want me to do something on the beach, though. On the beach.
You'd be like, "Oh, I got 3 clients today," and I wouldn't even let you go on a trip with me with that bullshit.
I'm only taking 2 today. I'll be done by 9. I'll talk to y'all later.
Listen, I got 3 today. Emergency. I gotta see him. Hold on.
But I think if you can do that, like that's awesome because you are dedicated and like you truly love what you do. It's not out of like power or greed. It's because you love encouraging and helping people. You know what I'm saying? Just because it's the type of job that you have.
I do love what I do with Jason.
Even though that, I'm sure you guys supposed to job, you have motherfucking crazy, but it's this your job and that's what you love to do. So
high five to you, dog. Because guess what? My job would be getting paper cuts from counting money. Like I don't give a fuck. I'd be
that part.
I will buy a counseling agency and you can fill it with all the people to work for you all you want to, but they better not call. They better not write. They better not email. They better not.
Don't call much. Don't email me. Don't text alert.
You don't get a phone. You don't get a laptop. You're going to be living like Little House on the fucking prairie, dog, because you're not going to have no way to contact you. They better send a carrier pigeon because you're not answering shit. We're busy. That shit.
Like, how you know where I'm at?
Right. Yeah. Nah, man, I just have to do something. I'd have to figure out something. I'd have to invest in something. I'd have to be doing something.
Yeah, that's all to be done, but getting up at 5 o'clock every day. Baby, I'm sleeping till 9, and I'm waking up with a massage. I'm waking up to a massage.
Yeah,
because you're the hired help is here.
right. I'm not saying I'm getting up at 5 if I got 660. I'm just saying I'm not just gonna sit around all day if I got 660.
I
Right.
better wake up to some Coming to America shit. The royal penis is clean, Your Highness. Like,
Mhm. I said, I was like, wait a minute, baby, don't do that.
Listen.
Hold up now. I ain't all the way right.
So so is there a way in which security is being confused with luxury? Do you think that that's what is happening?
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you
Because
can't take
I
care
can
of
shower you with gifts. Don't mean I love you.
right, and it doesn't mean that we're secure. I could be financially
That mean we should even be together because I could buy anybody a gift.
and I could be financially irresponsible. I could spend that light bill on a Prada bag and give it to you all day long, but guess what? You're gonna be looking at that bitch in the dark.
Maybe you better pray the lights be on. You better pray
And
some flashlight in that hole or something
you
because it's gonna be dark in a minute.
look at your new bag by candlelight, baby, because guess
Mhm.
what? We ain't got no lights.
Right.
So I think this would be a good conversation to have our first woman guest host on at some point. And so, but if a woman wants stability, or if a woman says she wants stability, what does that actually mean to her from our perspective as men? What do we think that she means when she says she wants stability?
So if we talking about a 2000s woman or a 2026 woman, then
Mm,
I feel like that could be two different things just depending on the person. But
Absolutely.
stability, I feel like, I guess my version of what I think of a real human being that has, that's, I think, love. Of course, I don't want you to be a bum. I mean, I feel like nobody wants a bum, like whether that's guy or female. They want you to have some type of job, and again, not $300,000 in the bank, but some type of savings where you can be able to help yourself or do something for yourself.
mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, I think stability is somebody that even if you don't have necessarily the dream job or the job that you want or the job that even she thinks you can aspire to, like as long as you've got some get up and go about you, like you have
Mhm.
a desire to do something, whether it's help her, like if you're one of those where you got it and she lets you stay home, like you got to be doing shit around the house. Like you can't just lay around and wait for her to get home and be like, all right, what are we gonna do for dinner? We got to clean the house up.
What's for dinner?
Right, that kind of shit.
She
Like
worked all day. You've been sitting at home, dog. What do you mean?
you gotta have you gotta have a plan for some shit. Like you got to do so. Like there's certain things like that help keep things balanced. I think stability about yes, stability is about balance to me. Like not only and it can be partially part of it can be financial and not in the fact that you have to have that in your savings account like old boy was talking about necessarily like she wants you to be able to at least try to go get something to contribute. As long as you're doing something to contribute, doing the things, and she knows that she can turn to you when she needs you and you're going to be there for her no matter what that looks like. However, she needs you to be there. Like that's stability to me.
Yeah.
But definitely
Yeah.
a difference between 2000s and 2026. I promise.
Man,
Yeah.
listen, bro. That dating scene, from what I understand, from the clients that I have that are recently single and trying to date.
Sarah told me I'm not allowed to die. She's like, you can't die before me because I can't date. I'm like,
That's what Sheena said.
Yeah, right.
I
What I'm
can't.
gonna do then? What I'm gonna do then? Because
Mhm.
who bitch don't want to go to Red Lobster. I don't know what you gonna do there, baby. If you're gonna go to Applebee's or these 2 for 25, because I'm sure the price is gonna go up. I don't know what to do.
Mhm. Yeah, I think from
They don't
sitting
even
with
want Starbucks dates. Like that's a nice, friendly, get to
mhm.
know you type of coffee. You know what I'm saying? Like that's you're whack if you do that.
Well, yeah, they say
Mhm.
coffee dates are dead, and I'm like, I don't drink coffee, but we'll go hang out, do whatever. But like Sarah and I's first date was in McDonald's, and it was just a kind of a thing. Like we both worked at the mall, we both had time, and she's like, "Hey, run me to McDonald's," and I was like, "Cool, let's go." Like I did the thing,
Say
like we did
less.
that, and then yeah, I came back to work. Like it wasn't necessarily like a date, but if you bring that up in today's society, I'd be lynched.
Mhm.
I'd be,
Mhm.
I'd get run the fuck out.
Yeah, you would. Yeah, I think sitting with people gives me a different perspective. I think kind of what you said towards the end was like the emotional stability. I think is what a lot of women are looking for. I think it seems like, and I could be wrong. I could be wrong. Maybe from my only experience, and again, I've only been with my wife. I haven't had a huge dating life and all that stuff either.
Me
So
neither.
I'm speaking just from a therapist perspective and from having my wife for so long. that if you can provide a woman with stability emotionally and like relationally, meaning you not gonna step out on her and you gonna be there to support her and when she needs to talk and be able to have good conversations and be emotionally intelligent yourself, I think women will be or most women are okay if you don't make as much money.
Right.
Like, you
So
know,
we say step out. You mean like step outside the house?
no, I
Like
mean like
step
step
out.
out on this
Okay,
go
I'm like,
cheat on
cause you
your
got to
wife.
step out the house every day. Like, so I just wasn't sure.
You're so stupid, bro. No, I mean, step out on your relationship. You're going to find
Just
somebody.
kidding. I got to
uh,
step down the stairs every day. Like,
bro.
Yeah, we're
Yeah,
we're getting into technicalities here. Let's.
right, right. So,
I'm just trying to build my case.
right,
But
right.
yeah. I'm stepping all the time. What are we talking about? I
Me
need
too.
clarity on this. I need to. I need clarity.
actually, I need the
Um,
opportunity so I can play dumb. So I can be like,
Right.
"Steve, I don't know what you're talking about."
mhm. So, if you were making average income forever, kind of turn it towards us, back towards us now. And I do want to have a woman guest host on at some point and kind of maybe talk
I think
about
that'd
this.
be awesome too.
That'd be
Yeah,
super dope.
absolutely.
If you were making average income forever, would you still feel worthy? And I think the quick answer
Um,
for me is no. Like
no,
as
for me
much as
too,
I want, no.
because I think I always want more or what's next.
Mm,
So I know I got to go get it to in order to get that or to fill that or to fill that void that of what's next.
Yeah, yeah. I don't average like I got. So in my advanced age, as you like to call it, so I'm getting older. No, there was a period of time where I was cool with that. Like when I first got my job in a job that I was working in Oklahoma, and I was legitimately making 25 grand a year. And Sarah was up making like almost like 60 or like 70 or some shit way back in the day. And I was cool to coast that shit. I worked there for 10 years. And in that 10 years, it took me 10 years to get $10,000 worth of raises. No, $5,000 worth of raises in 10 years. So I ended that job in 10 years at making 30. And I was loving life, dog, because I didn't do shit. I literally got paid to play Xbox, answer a couple phone calls, and chill. And to me, I
Nice.
was like, I made it, top of the world, man. Like I was cool to coast on.
I'm going to work every day. I'm doing all the things.
I didn't
Yeah.
miss shit. I loved it. I was like, "Yeah, I'll go to work. Why not?" And then, I look at it now, looking back on it, and I was like, "Yeah, I had a lot of growing up to do, and it took me some time to get there." Because back then I thought that was fine. Like I was like, "Hey, I'm going to work. I'm doing what I can do. Like I'm doing the best I
Right.
can. I don't have a degree. I don't have all this stuff, And it
But
took
I'm
me
making money. I got my own place. I got a car. Like I got all those things. Yeah.
right. Yeah, and not to mention the fact, like, at that time in my mind, I'm like, "No, this is great." But also, we're still living in the house that was gifted to us by her grandparents, so we didn't have a house
mm,
payment still. So, like, when we're making that kind of money, like, we're doing great because, I'm
The
making
situation that you're in. Yeah.
and I'm making more money than I was making when we got together and she was in school and all that stuff, and she had graduated, and I had got a better job, and so to me, I had stepped up. But I allowed myself to get stuck in that position because I was like, "Hey, I'm doing better than I was." Like, I coasted on that for a while. It was a dick thing to do, but she wasn't upset about it, and we didn't want more at the time. So, I
Right.
just kinda went along with what it was, and then once we started really kinda talking about doing things better for us and looking at a different house and doing stuff like that, then I was like, "Oh, well, then, yeah, I gotta make some moves and do some things."
Right.
So, then I started kinda getting out of that mindset, and then when we got here to Florida, I realized, like, "Oh, no, I gotta do this different and better," and so I went and found better and moved up, and now, now we're where we're at, but it's just it took a minute for me to get there, but I coasted for a little while, yeah.
Mm.
do you think if you stayed there, you would respect yourself?
At the
Like
previous job where I was at in Oklahoma?
like yeah, if you just stayed making that, or you stayed, and this is a question to all of us at this point. Like if you stayed making the average income forever, would you be able to still respect yourself if that's just where you stayed and just coasted?
I may know.
Mm,
I mean, I think mine still remains the same. Like it
yeah,
just would again, just because of like the life that I want, the life that I see for me, my kids, my wife, all the things that I want. It wouldn't be possible.
yeah.
back then, it's funny because we were able to obtain everything we wanted at the time,
Mhm.
and I was like she was happy, I was happy, we were happy together, and we were still accomplishing all the things we wanted to accomplish. So, I think I fooled myself into thinking like we were doing this together, when in reality, she was doing the heavy lifting, and we talked about it, at one point, and she was like, I continued to take on more and more jobs, more clients, more this, and like that's Derek, that's when she got, started working with you too. And she's like, I took on so much because I had to do those things for us to be able to live the life that we were living. And she never said anything about it because she didn't want to diminish my value or think or start getting me into the mindset of thinking that I wasn't, that I wasn't helping her doing as much as I thought I was doing.
Right.
And to me, that crushed me in a way because I was like, "You should have said something." Because I thought the setup was dope. Like we were doing everything we wanted to do, and I was like, and now I'm not dumb in the fact that I know financially, like she was carrying the load, but the more like she's one of those people that'll pack it on regardless. Even if we had everything, we had $1 million in the bank, she'd still find a way to do 5 jobs because that's just who she is, as a person.
Mhm.
And
I know
but
somebody like her.
right. Yeah, we're married to the same person. But yeah, it at the same time, like, it to me, like, when she did let me know that, like, that changed my perspective about everything. That's when I started the grow up happened, and I started really looking for more to be able to help contribute because I never wanted her to be back in a position where she felt like that
Mm.
because that
So
wasn't fun.
right. So is the grind about ambition or is it about fear?
I think it can be both.
Yeah, I was gonna say both for me.
Because the fear of I ain't gonna never be broke again. I ain't gonna ever want to be broke again. But the ambition to keep going, to keep striving, to know that there's more out there. You know what I'm saying? And to not just I don't ever want to just be comfortable.
Yeah, I think it's ambition wrapped in fear, to be honest.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
rooted in fear, I should say, yeah. Because you don't ever wanna go backwards, you don't wanna go yeah, you don't ever want nothing, you don't ever wanna be, back to the place where you started, which the place that we started wasn't bad, but I mean, the whole point of doing this for as long as we've been doing it is to not be back in that place.
Right.
Right.
And then to be like in a place where like we're like steady, like progressing. Who want to take some steps back? Like, no, like I want to keep, you know what I'm saying? It feels good to keep going and to keep accomplishing things and to keep making more. So like to take less would be like, what?
So what does healthy ambition look like?
Um, Healthy. I would say healthy is like when you're both on the same page and you're not overdoing it or you're not taking away from the family, you're not taking away from your spouse. You know what I mean? You're able to handle these things and do these things where you're not affecting everything else.
I think the question is important because both of the last two questions are important, especially given the conversation for young men that may be listening, or older men, I guess, too, depending on where they're at in
At
life
this
and
point,
whatnot.
all men.
All men, right? Yeah, all men of like one figuring out what the ambition is about for you. Is the grind rooted ambition or is it rooted in fear? And what's the fear about? Is it attached to your insecurity about what other people think about you? Or is it like what you're talking about, where it's a fear, like, I don't want to go back to having negative. There was one time that we got hit on some BS charges and we ended up like negative 300 in our account. Like, and it was shut down. It was not pay that and open up a different account somewhere else. Like
Yeah,
it,
been there. Yeah.
right. Like, and it's like, I
Mhm.
don't ever want to go
I'm
back to
smarter than you. You gonna learn something today.
that. Right. Right. And so I think there's a way in which I don't like using fear, but like it is a fear of going back to that place is one thing, but it's a fear. And I think the fear that I think this conversation is we need to point to is the fear of I have to do this so people will love me. I have to do this so I have worth. I have to do this so I'm high value. I have to do that. You know what I mean? Like this fear of not being something for others. I think people need to sit with and see if that's what that ambition rooted in fear is about.
Yeah, no, I think for me, honestly, the healthy ambition looks like just wanting to be better for yourself than you were the day before. Like Chris and I talked about just be 1% better the next day than you were the day before.
Yeah.
But it's really honestly like when it starts affecting family time, life, those types of things. When you stress yourself to the point of having to be somebody better, somebody different, somebody this, somebody that, like if it's not something to the fact of like, oh, I see this, I would like to like the healthy ambition for us, like with this podcast, is we want to get as in front of as many eyes and ears as we can, help as many men as we can, help as many people in the community, or help women understand their men better. All those types of things, or people understand their partners better. That's a healthy ambition to me. The unhealthy ambition would be if we did shit tirelessly day in, day out to grow and not be realistic on the growth aspect of it and just did random, just wild shit to try to do anything we could to boost the numbers on it. That's when it becomes unhealthy. When you start taking uncalculated risks and just doing stuff to do stuff to try to throw shit to the wall and see if it sticks without any kind of plan. Like when you start letting the wheels come off the wagon, that's when it becomes unhealthy. But I would think you can use a healthy dose of fear to just say, I don't want to go back to the place where I was. If you can name it and make it a tangible place or a tangible thing that you don't want to relive or recreate and say, I'm using this as fuel to boost what I'm doing now to make sure that where I'm going isn't where I've been. That's to me, that's the healthy way to harness that and use that as a springboard.
My financial situation in 2014 and 2026, I don't ever want to go back to the 2014. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a fear of ever like, you know what I'm saying? Like again, like being broke. Like it was just a place where you just don't want to be. So like think that's a fear. But then also like Derek said, like the fear of what other people might think or they look at you as this person and like I ain't honestly now I had to get to the point to where now like I don't care what nobody thinks or what nobody says or what nobody thinks or judges about my household because you can say what you want, but you still don't know what it is to be in our shoes, to
Right.
be, or to do what we do. So
Right. Right. So as we close out the conversation, what actually makes a man ready? For anybody that's listening that's trying, thinking about dating or is dating and, may have this conversation may have sparked something in them. What actually makes a man ready to date?
let you go first, Jace.
So to me, it's about intention. Like
Mhm.
if my intention is to find somebody, a mate that I'm going to be with and that I want to be with and try to really make something work. If I'm trying to fill the romantic void in my life and I'm really like emotionally ready, physically ready, mentally ready, then I'm ready. I don't give a shit what my bank account looks like. Because guess what? If I give you $50,000 and then I turn around 2 days later and I punch you dead in the mouth, am I ready to date because I have $50,000 to give you? No. I have not repaired the damage done in my life because apparently I think it's okay to put my hands on women. Like there's lots of shit I can do. I could come home,
Yeah.
I can give you 50 grand and then come home tomorrow and give you herpes. Does that mean that I'm ready to date? No. Money
Right.
doesn't money does not make a man. It doesn't at all. It doesn't make you ready to date. It doesn't make a relationship. It doesn't make any of that. So if you're emotionally, physically, mentally ready to have somebody in your life that you're going to dedicate the time and effort to build a life together, then you're ready to date.
Honestly, I don't think are you ever ready? Because I mean, just for my situation, I was a single dad going through custody battle. I wasn't looking for a relationship. I wasn't wanting to be with nobody. Did I find woman attractive? Did I want to go outside and hang out and kick it? Yeah, but like I personally never felt like I was ready because my financial situation wasn't ready. Like I had just moved out of my parents' house. I was low key struggling with that a little bit. And then, I was doing it on my own. So like me and somebody that like met me right where I was at and didn't care about my situation or my status or what was going on in my life, like that made me feel like, damn, like I don't have all my shit together, but this woman like loves me to death. Like she loves what I'm doing, she loves what I'm about, she loves my kids. So like I don't think you necessarily always have to be ready or you have to have all your I's dotted and your T's crossed. I think when life happens or love happens, it's no way that you can honestly fully control it unless you're just a controlling person and just stop it. But I don't think you ever have to be fully ready. Like to be financially stable, because it's written in a book somewhere that you have to have all these things to be in a relationship or to date somebody. I don't think it's not I don't think it's real. So
Yeah.
I think it could be at any place. Cause I mean, you see homeless people in love all the goddamn time and they
Man.
make it at work. You know what I'm saying?
Man.
You see rich people that got millions of dollars in the bank that's not happy. We just
Mhm.
saw the NFL. Cardi left her dude acting enough. You know what I'm saying? Like,
The Super Bowl.
it's just kind of like, You never know. And
Right.
just had a baby. You know what I'm saying? We still don't know if it's his or the other. You know what I'm saying? So it's just kind of like that's her business. That ain't ours. You know what I'm saying? But because of social media, that's everybody's business now.
Right. Right. Yeah, I think you're both kind of aligned with what I was gonna say of like, yes, I think you need to have some foundation, right, of working on yourself, right? So are you emotionally regulated? Are you able to handle responsibility? Or do you have a direction in life? Do you know how to communicate? Are you consistent? Like I think there's some like foundational things that you mm, should focus on before jumping in the dating pool. And I think that you aren't ready to date until you get into dating because you're not really ready for relation like, you learn how to be in relationship by being in relationship,
Hmm.
right? Does that make sense? Like,
Yeah, no, 100%.
you can't learn how to date and be with somebody else just focusing on you and only being in isolation, like, that doesn't work that way. So it's like it's have this little foundation and then understand you're gonna make mistakes and you're gonna do things, and as you learn how to date and you learn how to be in a relationship, you have to put yourself out there in order to really figure out if you're ready or not. You
Well,
can
every
have all these other
relationship
things. Do what?
every relationship is different. So
Right.
you like
Mhm.
learning how to date that person, you have to be in the
And
relationship with that person to be able to do that.
you're dating that person, but you're also at the same time you're learning that person. You're learning what angers them, what you know what I'm saying, what makes them happy, like things they love, things they enjoy. But then all of a sudden depression could hit. And now if this person willing to stick it out with you because you're going through something that they don't even fully understand, that's love right there. You know what I'm saying? Because they could be like, oh, this motherfucker crazy. I'm out.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But to stick with somebody through something like that's deep. That's real.
Mhm. For sure. For sure. Yeah, I think a takeaway is, money matters, but money is not manhood,
Hmm.
right? Ambition can be and is attractive, but insecurity dressed as luxury isn't. Right? And so just sitting with those things that I think is important for anybody getting in the dating pool and wanting to date or wanting to get in a relationship. Like, where are your priorities and what do you think has value? What do you think matters? And for men, understanding that you hold value. Something I admitted to I struggle with, right? That you
Right.
hold value whether you have money or not. And if you don't feel that you do, then do the work to figure out why so that
Right.
you can start rebuilding that because my wife tells me all the time how much she values me. And still after all this time, I still struggle to accept that if I'm not making the money I'm making, it's not. And she's been with me when I've been broke. So I know it's not about money, but I still internally struggle to accept that. So continuing to sit with and working on yourself, I think is important. So
And and
Especially
having a
making the
partner
$200,000
that
like you're doing now. I mean, damn, you got to be able to feel that value. 200,000 a week is no joke, dog.
he's stupid, bro.
but having a partner that values you and values that is fucking amazing as
Bro,
well too.
man.
You
Yes.
know what I'm saying? Like
Mhm.
my partner valued me I'm talking when the motherfucker was dead broke. Didn't care, babe. I got your back. Like I'm your ride. Like we got this. We're gonna figure this out. And then vice versa. You know what I mean? Saying so it's like having that, like that's real. That's a motherfucker you keep.
Right,
That's one you do right by.
right, right. Well, if this hit home or if this hit with on any part, send it to a dude that's grinding himself into anxiety, thinking he needs $1 million before he's worthy,
Hmm.
or that he
You
needs,
don't.
or
You
that he needs
don't.
somebody thinks he needs 300,000 in the bank, before he gets married, or 3 million in the bank before he even starts dating. Send this to him. Let him know he doesn't need that. So, and if you're not following us, follow us, subscribe, like all the things at the today,
Because we
right
judging
now.
y'all if y'all don't. We definitely judging y'all.
Right, right. If you made it this far in this show, there is no reason why you shouldn't hit that subscribe button. Um, at the Majo Podcast, at the MAJO Podcast on YouTube, Spotify, Apple, all the socials. And we'll be back next Wednesday with another real, raw, unfiltered conversation. See y'all then.
Take
Yes,
it
sir.
easy.
Take it easy.